Welcome to Arts Talk. I'm Bill Roberts.
I'm Jennifer Boudreau.
Got an exciting show planned for you today, but before we get to that, we want to talk a little about this horrible situation that's happened in Fort McMurray. So Jen and I both have a statement that we'd like to make. We at Arts Talk want to pass along our heartfelt condolences to those who've been impacted by the wildfire that swept through Fort McMurray. On May 3rd, over 60,000 people were evacuated and many lost their homes due to the devastating fire.
We encourage our viewers who would like to help those affected by this disaster to donate funds to the local Red Cross. Visit www.redcross.ca.
It's amazing, Jen, how Albertans have really stepped up when they get into these situations by giving, free meals, water, places for people to stay.
People are housing farm animals and even domestic animals that have lost their homes as well. And I think people were driving up there, gas cans for people that had run out of gas on the side of the road while they were trying to escape. So
they have, and I've heard of, I heard one gentleman say that he'd be willing to take horses and board them all summer just to help those out.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Because so many people in the Fort McMurray area do have, farms and, livestock, they need to be taken care of. And it's just amazing how everybody stepped up, as always we have in Alberta. Everybody steps up to help everybody, and that's the great thing about this province.
That's true. There's lots of ways to help, and if you'd like some more information on how you can help, you can check out the redcross.ca, or you can phone the number on the screen and they'll tell you what's needed and where it's needed.
Welcome back to Arts Talk. Exciting, as we said, we have our first guest on the show from the eminent international street performers. We have Alison Jordy, and we have Marcy, and I practiced this before we went on air. So it's Marcy Haukenfrères. Yes. Did I get it?
You did.
Woo, good. That deserves a standing ovation.
Practicing words.
Welcome, ladies. Want to find out first a little bit before we start talking about the Street Performers Festival. How did you become involved, Alison?
Well, I'm the volunteer manager for the last 9 years. Before that, I volunteered and attended the festival, and became involved because there was a posting for the job, and I applied and was the lucky candidate. So.
Excellent.
And you never look back.
Never look back.
Excellent.
I make room for it every summer. So,
oh, good.
Yeah.
And Marcy, you?
I actually was looking something for my daughter to do, and she dragged me into it with her, and met this wonderful family here and never looked back. It's been
awesome.
That's great.
6 years now, and yeah.
Do you find that you get the same volunteers are coming back every year?
We have about a 70% rate of returning volunteers and about 30 new each year. So it's great. And there's a group of people who've been with the festival for almost as long as me, or longer, or longer than me, that we've become the Street Fest family.
So a street festival or a street performers festival of this size, how many volunteers do you need?
Well, we need 220 volunteers based on all of the volunteers working 20 hours.
Right.
But somebody like Marcy will volunteer, almost 100 hours over the course of the festival. Oh. So she kind of counts as like 3 or 4 volunteers.
She never goes home.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So what's exciting? July to the 17th. What's big and happening with this year's Street Performers Festival?
Well, we are still on Churchill Square. There was rumors that we might have to move, but we didn't. So we are still on Churchill Square for this year. We've got lots of great artists from all around the world coming. Everything you can think of, jugglers, sword swallowers, all that sort of stuff. And we have volunteers there to help our audience members and to help the artists. Excellent.
So for those in the public that are coming down to the festival, is there any recommendations, and do they just come and show up? Do they pick out certain performances they want to see, or do they just walk about?
Well, the performances are listed on the day. We have a board that lists all the performances that are happening that day. So you're best to just come down and see what's going on. Make sure you've got some $5 bills and a roll of toonies or whatever, because all of the artists are paid by passing the hat after their shows. And there's, vendors with all sorts of yummy street food, and yeah, it's good.
So as a street performer, how do they get selected to come to the International Festival?
The performers are selected by our festival producer and a committee that looks at tapes or whatever that they send in for their auditions. And a lot of them are returning. And our artistic producer, Shelley, also goes to different festivals that are similar around the world and sort of talent scouts from time to time.
Oh,
so.
awesome. Do you have to limit the number of people that you can have a show? Like, do you get so many submissions that it's kind of like a lottery similar to the Fringe where only so many people can get in, or is it fairly open? It's
not a lottery. It's like people apply and a finite group are picked. It's not a lottery where you draw from a hat. It's, you know, like our producer decides which juggler she wants and which, you know.
Right. And so, Marcy, what's your role then as a volunteer?
I'm on the audience services team, so we kind of do sort of like a mini security. So we make sure everybody's okay, make sure there's, you know, no problems. Call the peace officers if we have any big issues, and just kind of make sure everybody's having a good time.
How often does something like that happen, where you have to call the peace officers?
Not a lot. Not a lot. Over the last 6 years, there hasn't been a lot of issues, so it's pretty good. Mostly, we just talk with whether it be the vendors or the patrons, and whatnot. You know, kind of get to know people.
Nice. So, what is the food that you are most looking forward to at the festival this year? What should I try?
If the root beer guy is back this year, I'm not sure if he will be, but if the root beer guy is back, he makes homemade root beer. It's to die for. It's so good.
That sounds amazing.
Okay.
Before, and our segment's actually coming to an end already, but before we go, how do people get more information about the International Street Performers Festival?
They can visit our website, which is edmontonstreetfest.ca, or if they want to volunteer, they can send an email to my volunteer email at volunteer@edmontonstreetfest.ca.
Thank you so much, Allison. Thank you so much, Marcy. We'll be right back after this.
So this is going to be a super exciting day for us. Bill and I are at Elite Dance Studios with Jennifer and Kevin, and they're going to try and teach us to dance. But I think we might show them a few moves today. What do you think?
I think we're going to be the trainers. That's my thought. What do you think, Kevin?
Is that supposed to be a challenge or what?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think we're up for the challenge.
yeah, we'll take you on.
Excellent.
A
And
little dance off.
what do you think you're going to be teaching us today?
We are going to be teaching you guys two dances, a standard dance and a Latin dance. Standard dance will be waltz, and the Latin dance will be cha-cha.
Oh, it sounds super fun. Let's get dancing.
We separate our dances in ballroom into two different categories. Arm in.
And as a lady, we walk forwards. So it's about where it's comfortable for the lady.
Okay.
Right? Since we're facing the wall, we can start turning with your right foot.
Go wherever you lead.
Straight back, side, stepping back with our right foot. Step forward to your left. So if you're stepping to your left,
This down here is not the shoulder blade.
on the lady's back, then
Versus
to have an open hand.
sure.
So we're gonna try, and we're gonna try walking back, doing our fancy walking back. So putting our weight, yeah, exactly.
letting her left
Starting
go.
with her left, and then you don't want that to happen. Oh, so you're gonna come actually towards me.
Right foot there, right?
I feel like we're just
I think we're just stepping forward.
Two, three, cha, cha, cha. 4 and 1, look, I did it. I got you. And they want the ladies to pay.
Perfect.
I know.
4
Cha,
and
cha, cha.
one more time. 2.
Well, sadly, our lesson is over already. I had to come in because Bill's too tired to do any talking, right, Bill?
It's a great workout.
It's a super great workout, and I think we taught them a lot today.
I think we taught them hundreds of different things, especially the fact that I have 2 left feet. So then I taught Kevin here how not to have 2 left feet.
Oh, that is so generous of you.
I wanted to be helpful.
What did you think, Jen?
I thought it was fantastic. You guys were great students, and you know, we always learn from everyone, so.
Oh, thanks, Jen. So if somebody else wanted to take a lesson from you, how do they do that?
Well, we dance with the University of Alberta Dance Club, and they can go online to uadc.ca and check out all the classes there. We do have some summer classes, but if you're a brand new beginner and you want to start from the beginning, you can join us in the fall, and we run classes for beginners to advanced.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. How long have you and Kevin been dancing together?
We just started dancing competitively together this year, so.
Oh, so we'll see some championships under their belt soon.
That's right.
So I was a little bit more stable today because I got this sweet new tattoo down here. So everybody just acknowledge how amazing that
Very nice,
looks.
Jennifer.
Yeah, so Bill needs to get one of these and then he'll no longer have 2 left feet.
I have permanent ones, but I don't have any on my legs, sorry.
Well, that's clearly the problem.
That's
You need to
obviously
have
the
kind of-
issue.
Yeah.
Well, let's take it back to the studio.
All right.
And we're back in the studio from a killer dance lesson that I definitely outshone Mr. Bill over here, but he did all right. And we brought our dance instructors back with us. So we have Jennifer and Kevin.
Welcome
you might recognize
to our
them.
environment.
Thank you.
A little bit different than what we were just at being at Elite, and with my 2 left feet, and Kevin and Jennifer here are both very patient with me, and of course this Jennifer as well, as we ballroom danced around the studio.
As patient as I can be.
Well, thanks, Jennifer.
Yeah, it was great. And you can have 2 left feet here, so this
Yes,
is perfect.
this is perfect for me.
So we didn't get very much of an opportunity to talk to you while we were at the studio because we were working so hard at dancing.
So hard.
So we wanted to bring you in so that we could talk to you a little bit here. So you guys are recently paired up to start competing at amateur competitions?
Yes.
Do you have a particular dance style that's your favorite?
Well, for myself, my favorite's actually jive, and we're not actually doing jive because we're competing at the bronze level.
Okay.
And there's no jive. We're just doing, we're doing waltz, tango, and quick step for our standard dances, and samba, cha-cha, and rumba for our Latin.
Oh, awesome. That's going to be super fun. And so when does jive come in then? If it's not bronze level, is it like a silver or a gold, or how does that work?
That gold
It really
level.
depends
Oh, it's way up there.
what level you're competing at.
Okay.
In the bronze level, it's cha-cha, rumba, and samba. But I think in the pre-bronze there is jive in there, and at earlier levels there are jive.
Yeah, they change the dances as you go up, and you won't do all 5 of the dances for Latin and all 5 dances
Okay.
for standard until you get to the pre-championship level. So.
Or you're not forced to.
Yeah.
So what's it like at a competition when you 2 get there? Like, how do you prepare when you're there? You're a few minutes out from when you have to be out there. Like, what's it like? Are you really nervous? Are you talking to each other? Like, what happens?
Well, we haven't actually done a competition yet.
Ah.
So we'll find out.
So you've
when we get
rehearsed
there.
that then?
Rehearse
when
being
you're
nervous?
practicing.
Or?
Yeah, oh, yeah. You know, your whole banter back and forth, being nervous before you get out there.
I guess so. You can say that.
Yeah. So how is when you're practicing? How does that work? You have specific things that you work on all the time, or do you go right into the routine and get that figured out?
We have 6 different routines that we're working on, so we kind of just pick whichever routine we want to work on, or whichever couple routines, and work through those. We're slowly getting through lessons on more specific technique with our instructors, so that's been really fun and really interesting to learn. You know, how exactly do you move your body? And I mean, through dance, I've definitely become a lot more aware of how to move and how you could move, and it's definitely a challenge to realize, oh, well, maybe I can do that someday, but I'm going to have to work on that for a while first.
So when you go to your competition, you're not doing all 6 dances at one comp. How does that work? Are they just drawing your dance out of a hat and you have to do that routine, or are you doing all 6 routines?
Well, the way the competition works is that there's 2 entries, one for standard dances. So standard dances are typically like waltz or something where you're kind of up in frame. Latin dances, standard dances you'd be a lot closer. Latin dances you'd be more farther apart. And so we'll do the 3 standard dances in one entry together, right after each other, so you don't really get a break in between them. And then you'll exit the floor, and at a later time in the day, you'll come back and do your 3 Latin dances.
Wow.
Oh, that sounds like a busy day.
For sure.
But a fun day.
But a fun day. But a super fun day.
So, and just quickly before we run out of time, if somebody wanted to become a competitive dancer, how would they go about doing that?
Well, they can join the University of Alberta Dance Club. That's a really good way just to be introduced to the international style of ballroom dance. And if they want to go on and take some private lessons and learn from some of the instructors that also help teach some of the people in the club, they can look to Elite Dance Studio.
So do you think Jen and I should be competing really soon?
Well, maybe after a couple lessons. Exactly, yeah.
There we go. Excellent. Thanks so much, Jennifer. Thanks so much, Kevin. Thanks for letting us come to your studio and giving us a few lessons. Really appreciate it. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome back. So we have some pretty exciting events coming up.
Some great things happening.
Yeah, I can't wait to tell you guys about it.
For sure.
Let's start with my favorite genre, Asian Canadian Film Festival. So every Wednesday in the month of May, there's a different film playing. So go to the metrocinema.org for more information on what films are playing and what theaters that you can find them at. And then there's also the International Children's Festival of the Arts that are coming up this month too. So that's May 31st to June 4th at the Art and Theatre in St. Albert. And this year's theme is butterflies. How fun.
Butterflies.
Oh yeah.
You have to go, Jennifer.
I will, dressed as a butterfly most likely.
I think that's awesome. I have some great events coming as well. City of Angels, which is a musical comedy, takes place May 5th to the 14th at the Campus St. Jean Auditorium. So it's produced and written in a contemporary jazz style, so that should be fun. It's put on by Elope. And this one I laughed at when I first read it, actually. Quote, along to Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Nice.
That takes place Saturday. It's May 21st at the Garno, 9:30 p.m. It's also part of the Metro Cinema series, I guess, that they're having, as you mentioned earlier with the Asia Canadian Film Festival. So this one, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it, which is completely true. Did you ever see that movie?
I loved that movie. Bueller.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I haven't seen that one in a long time. That sounds like a fun event to attend for sure.
Oh, definitely. I bet we could have a pretty good quote off if we tried.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to try that right this moment.
Okay, we'll save it for another show.
I would need to prep for that. I would need to do my research first. We'll be right back after this.
So recently, I got to be a guest host on Dinner by the Minute. So we've got a very delicious sneak peek episode for you to look at where we made Vietnamese noodle bowls.
Welcome to Dinner by the Minute. I'm your host, Rachel Maskowitz, and here with me today is Jennifer Boudreau, superstar and host of Alberta's Arts Talk.
I'm so excited. I've got my tasting spoons, and I'm so glad to be back. Thank you for having me and feeding me.
Well, it is awesome to have you on the show today, Jennifer, and it makes it a lot more fun than me just puttering around the kitchen alone. So,
oh good. Let's eat. I mean, cook. So today we are making vermicelli bowls, a little taste of Asia. So excited.
This is probably one of my favorite throw together meals.
And Dinner by the Minute.
So we're gonna start by making our broth. If you don't have broth mix or some broth in your freezer, that doesn't actually really matter because you can just use water. Turning this on to high because we need this water to boil. And here I have 6 cups of just plain old regular water. All right, so we're gonna move on to our meat. Today I'm using pork. You can use any kind of meat you want. I'm going to turn this on to medium-high heat and start warming it up. You can just throw it in there. I find that it goes a little quicker if I heat it up.
Great. And then with all of this delicious stuff, do we have to put it in a specific order?
I think you should put on the oil first. Just that keeps things from sticking and it spreads the flavors around a little bit.
Smart.
But after that, we can just dump it in any order. I would probably go oil, then meat, and then add all our other toppings. Yeah. It doesn't take long. This is great. And so we'll just let it simmer in here until the noodles are ready. All right, so while we've been waiting for our pan to heat, this is actually not taking very much time. We're just gonna turn it down to low because our noodles actually only take 3 minutes to cook and we don't wanna cook them now and have a sticky mass of goo while we are cooking our meat. So we're just turning it to low and all this lovely steam will go away. Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
All right, so start with your oil.
Careful, no left-handed.
There we go. Yeah, pick it up and roll it around. Just like that. And you can see how it's like separating, it's hot. So now go ahead, throw your meat in.
Throw in my meat.
There Oh, that sounds good, doesn't it?
Yes.
All right. So stir it around a little, get it separated out, and when you're ready, just toss everything else in.
Okay, ginger.
Ginger, yeah, scrape it out of there. And if you don't have fresh ginger, you can just use a little bit of powdered ginger. I'd probably use about half a teaspoon. All right, and some soy sauce.
Just pour it around. I'm totally gonna come back on your show all the time. That's what it would be like if Dory was a cook instead of a fish.
Yeah.
Just keep stirring.
What are we making again?
Vermicelli bowls with pork.
See, I don't think Dory would remember that. Though.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot. How is it?
So good. I should taste another one though, just to.
I should. You should.
Just to be safe.
Well,
Yeah.
it's my turn.
No.
My turn. My turn. All right. Ah.
I'm gonna.
That is really good. There we go. So we just place it on the plate. And we're gonna cut it in half. Look at that. That's perfect. There is, as you can see, there's none of that jelly red. It's just right. Here we go. We're gonna place our noodles. These come in nice little packages.
Oh, that's convenient.
So vermicelli is either rice or bean. Sometimes these are called glass noodles, and you can see why. It does look like
Oh, yeah.
All right, taste this. Good. It shouldn't be like crunchy or too rubber bandy, but we don't want it to be mushy, right?
Right.
Okay, here's our favorite part, the part where we get ready to eat. I'm gonna take some vermicelli, about yay. I always just go by about yay. So I'm gonna scoop just a little bit of the broth.
Oh, good idea.
Like that.
How much pork do you
A
want?
little more than that. Yeah, just stick it on maybe on the side or in the front. And here's the part you're gonna do. You're gonna add cucumbers, lettuce, bean sprouts.
With my fingers?
With your fingers, as long as they're
Okay.
clean. And if they're not, well, you're eating it anyway.
So cucumbers.
Yeah.
Lettuce.
Yeah.
Lots of those.
And also bean sprouts
Oh,
are good.
beans.
There you go, yeah. Oh, yay.
This is great.
Perfect. Bon appetit!
Thanks for watching Dinner by the Minute. I'm gonna eat this. That was a great show. Welcome back.
That was awesome.
Thank you to our guests from the Edmonton International Street Performers.
Allison and Marcy.
Performers,
Yes, Street Performers Festival. Again, great outdoor festival here in Edmonton. So many awesome performers. What better festival can you ask for to be out at Churchill Square and enjoying all those different jugglers and all sorts of things.
And we got to show off our mad dancing skills.
Very good dancing skills. My two left feet.
I think the ladies might even find you a little bit more attractive because of your dancing capabilities.
That could very
now.
well be, and I think we should maybe think about being competitive.
Yeah, we should, totally.
I think we should look at that for sure.
Against each other, though.
Oh, wow, okay. I'll have to talk to the other Jennifer then. Maybe she'll become my partner and Kevin can become your partner.
Oh yeah, that would be super fun.
Awesome.
Great. Well, thank you again so much for watching. And please, if you want to help those that were affected by the disaster on May 3rd in Fort McMurray, go to www.redcross.ca and donate. Thank you so much.